material science, researching new materials, to life sciences, so working on cell cultures, on tissues, or very often on the human body. So we astronauts are actually the subject of the experiments that we perform. Over. Scientific or engineering background. Some have a background in medicine. There have always been astronaut educators who are teachers, and then many astronauts have a background in military aviation or in aviation in general. So they are pilots. Like in my case, I'm an engineer and a military pilot. Over. On the space station right now, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 p.m. We go by a time zone which is the zero time zone. It's the time zone of Greenwich near London. And it was chosen because it was sort of halfway between the United States and Russia. And of course the space station is international, and the two biggest partners are the United States and Russia. Of course I'm a European, so Europe is also a contributor to the space station, and we are lucky in Europe because we are only one hour ahead. So when I call my friends and relatives in Europe, it's not too late there or not too early. It's about the same time as here on board. And we go to sleep when our clocks say that it's time to sleep, just like you. Over. Well, when we return to Earth, we have to train hard to recover fully the conditioning of our muscles, because here on the space station, because we are weightless, we tend to lose muscle mass and muscle strength. Although, to counteract that, we actually work out quite hard every day for about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. Over. We train really hard on many things. We train for several years. We train about the systems of the space station, about the experiments that we will perform, and of course we train a lot on the Soyuz capsule, which is the Russian vehicles that actually bring us to orbit and back. And of course launch and landing are the most difficult and dynamic and also dangerous spaces. So a lot of training is devoted to that. And then of course we also train for spacewalks and for flying. We like to say that flying, operating the robotic arm of the space station. Over. My first flight into space, so I experienced launch one time, and I can tell you it was the happiest day and moment of my life. Over. But you know, it is hard to say because there isn't really a moment or a specific point where the atmosphere ends and then there is no atmosphere. It is very progressive. Even up here at 400 kilometers, there is a tiny little bit of atmosphere, a molecule of gas once in a while, and that's actually enough to create some drag, so that sometimes we have to reboot the station to give it a push so it doesn't decay, it doesn't come down towards Earth, and big part is because of that little residual atmosphere that is still present. Over. Privacy and of us likes to do, which we like to give each other the space that we need so that we avoid conflicts and arguments. And if we do come into a little conflict, we then try, to talk about it and then make sure that we laugh about it together. Over. Unfortunately, we don't have fresh fruits and vegetables up here. Only once in a while, when there is a new cargo vehicle that arrives, there might be some fresh fruits in there, and we had usually some apples and orange when dragon arrived last month. But usually we have them in pouches, so they are actually freezing, so that we can store them long term. And they come in pouches, and they're ready to eat. Probably the thing that I like the most were is two things. One is to watch the Earth go by, the oceans and the continents, and as they, kind of pass by as we look towards Earth from our cupola, from our window towards Earth here on the space station. And then the other thing that I enjoy a lot is floating. Floating is a lot of fun. It's a great sensation, and I just love it. Over. I miss very little simple things, like maybe being able to take a shower or simply like washing your hands in flowing water instead of using wet towels, feeling the wind on my face, feeling the sun on my skin, those few little things. And as I mentioned before, fresh fruits and vegetables are something that I would enjoy to have more. Over. I can stay in space for about 200 days total, although I will leave a little bit earlier than that, and the limit is due to my spaceship, the Soyuz. Let's say that the guarantee on the Soyuz is about 200 days of exposure to the space environment. Over.